Hey everybody, it's Emily the Crazy Worm Lady. I'm here today. I want to finish baiting out some worms out of the finished compost and take these guys outside. It's a nice day. Add them to the overwintering bin. I believe it is officially spring now, so I'm going to have to stop calling it overwintering and start calling it oversummering soon. But I wanted to see how the baited worms were doing, and they appear to be doing quite well in here. You know, they had that blended food. I didn't really add anything extra, a little bit of coffee grounds last week, but there's still quite a few worms that we baited out, and I didn't get to the bait cup the way I wanted to last week, so I'm hoping they didn't eat it all and move back out. But they're really doing good in here. So let's hop over to the little bait cup and see what we managed to get out of there, and then we'll go outside. This video might be a little bit longer than usual. I'm hoping to try to keep it at a reasonable length, but I'm quite excited to really get things going as it heats up, and the bin will be able to function much better when it's not having so many freezing days, and the bin can probably stay at a relatively reasonable temperature outside. So let me open up our bait tray and we will see what we have in there, add that here, and take it outside. Grateful it's nice and sunny. I don't even need my little lamp in here today, but I'm just going to pull this bait container out of here. Do we have any worms below it? Yep, we still are getting worms below it, but I'll probably rebait it a few more times and just add them as we go. But for the most part, I'm hoping we got a decent number. So let's take this over here. I do have my lamp down here. And I'm just going to dump this out. Ooh, I just splattered stuff everywhere. And let's see what we have in here. Quite a good number of worms. And I'm seeing pretty much every type of worm possible. I see lots of reds. Here's that banana. See some blues. I saw a European when I just picked that up. Some of these smaller worms may actually be African night crawlers. They're a little bit dark. They're either blues or Africans. They're just too young to tell. But the worms did a really good job of migrating to the bait container. It was an excellent idea that Grant McIntosh had. I'll link his channel for you guys in the description below, because he's been doing some pretty unique things and it's been working quite well. So I'm just going to finish emptying this out. We'll take it outside and see how the bin outside is going, give it a nice turn up, and hopefully get it really rocking and rolling here for the summer, which is going to be here around the corner, and hopefully we'll have lots of compost to add to the garden in the next month or so as we get ready for planting our seedlings. Alright guys, so here we are with the outdoor bin, and it's like 45 or 48 degrees right now. It's very nice. There's a lovely spider. I'll knock him out of here because I'm not a fan. And I'm going to take some of these top pieces of cardboard out of here. We are reading 50 in the bin, which is actually a relatively good temperature. So I'm going to hook up my little camera mount here so I'm not shaking around, and we will take a peek and add our new worms to the bin. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of little bugs in here, which I guess as the weather warms up is going to be a norm I'm going to have to get used to. When it was cold out, we weren't really getting any of that. But just wanted to see if we could find some worms in here. Feels a little bit dry in places. It might need some moisture added to it. But there's a European night crawler. There are some baby worms. That looks good. See if I can adjust this camera a little bit here. I mean, nice big European night crawler right there. And oh, before I miss it, look at this. There's a cocoon, nice and freshly laid. So they're definitely surviving in here. This has been such a cool experiment for me. I really did not think when we hit some of those super cold temperatures that we were going to be able to make this work. But these worms continue to prove me wrong. And I think with adding these new worms in here, they'll be able to process everything in here much quicker. I'm thinking they've probably dug down deeper because when it was cold out, they needed to survive, and so we're seeing some more as we get a bit deeper. Let's see. It's nice and compact down there, which makes it a little tricky to get everything out. But there's some Euros there. There's another cocoon. That's all very, very encouraging. I'm really happy about that. Let's see. They're all through the layers down here of the leaves, which is excellent. You know, worms outdoors really don't need food scraps because they have plenty of food through the carbon sources, because outdoors pretty much in nature that's all they have available to them. So I think the leaves have been just fine. Adding a little bit of food when it was real nice and cold was probably good because it heated up a bit, probably helped keep them alive. But it is moist in here, but not wet. So I'm gonna pull a little bit more up here. It does not feel overly cold. We had a few nice really warm days, and then we had like some snow flurries, but they're calling for temperatures to not be getting much lower than the 30s at night for the next week or so, and like 50s, sometimes even 60s during the day. So I think this is a good time to try to ramp up this system and get it working a little bit more for us. Let's see. This is really getting down a bit deeper, and this is much wetter down here, which is to be expected. The moisture is going to kind of work its way down. But really, this is just very, very nice. Obviously, a lot of uncomposted material. I think when we empty this out, it'll be a lot more composted in the bottom where they were able to kind of keep themselves warm. But all in all, sorry about my shirt there, I don't think it's going to be too bad at all. And this will be a great kind of mulch layer on the top of my garden. So I'm really excited about that. And I'll probably try to bait some of the worms out before I add this to my garden, and then some can go into the garden and some will just go right back in here. So let's add our worms that we baited out here. I'm gonna dump these guys in here. Better pull out this thermometer, huh? Really. I'll have to get the stragglers out, but I mean, all of this material is just loaded with worms, so they'll be able to get to work in here. Just gonna kind of layer this across the whole surface, and they'll work their way down where they're most comfortable. What's nice about the leaves too is that it creates nice air pockets, so I don't have to worry about it getting anaerobic in the bottom, because the worms can move through it, and the leaves, because of the extra substance, will definitely help as well. But I do have some wet leaves I'm just going to top this off with, and then we'll call it a day. So let me grab that, we'll add it, and close the bin up. Okay, so these leaves were moistened down just by rainwater, so they're nice and wet, and I just did a nice thick layer along the surface here. And the microbes that will have already gotten to work, because these are nice and wet, will also help get this moving again. So I'm going to stick my thermometer back down through the middle. And actually it's a little bit warmer than I thought. Maybe I wasn't reading the thermometer right, because it's actually at 60. And I will assure you the temperature outside is not 60. I'm sorry, my heat just kicked on, so it's a little noisy. But I'm gonna add the rest of the worms from the baited out bin to the top, cover it back up with our pieces of cardboard, and we will leave it for another week or so. So let me know what you think. Drop your comments below, like this video, subscribe if you want some more content from me, and I can't wait to get this into the garden this spring and see if we can keep this going over the summer. Hope you guys have a great day.